Okay, if you're watching this on YouTube, welcome to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2018. Please leave a like on the video, it really helps out the channel, only takes a second. And if you're still here with me guys, live, I'm going to be using now the second place deck, as you guys wanted to in the chat. We're gonna be using Silvally Celesteela metal deck that got second place at the London tournament behind the Zoroark Golisopod deck. And yeah, so this deck definitely has a more straightforward strategy against Gardevoir, and then it has a very good attacker in Silvally, has good GX attacks in Celesteela, Kartana, and Silvally as well to deal with the rest of the metagame. Registeel is also a pretty good one energy attacker, so this deck I'm not surprised it did so well, especially after I used it myself quite a bit. I'm really surprised it didn't have Cobalion. But it's also understandable. Cobalion seemed like more of a safety net than any sort of guarantee. We're gonna start Lele though, which is of course not ideal. My opponent puts up Broken Heart and then says hello. And yes, your Serpentage today is actually English, so looks like we might be up against the champion deck. So this is a repeat of the final match of London, presumably. We're gonna get an extra card. We would have preferred to start Genesect, but I'm not gonna bench it just yet. Genesect, how good is it in this matchup? How good is actually Genesect in this matchup? Well, here right now we're just hoping to have Brigette available to us, and there it is. So this deck only runs one Brigette, so that could potentially be an issue. We definitely want to lead with Silvally and the Celesteela behind it, I think, because with a GX attack and a Choice Band, you do get to one-hit KO either Zoroark or Golisopod, and then Silvally with a Fighting Memory, also one-hit KO Zoroark. So pretty good things right there. Pixel Hungry, hello, thank you so much for stopping by. We're gonna get a type null, we're gonna get a Celesteela, and we're gonna get our Registeel, I think. The extra 10 damage doesn't matter, so Dhelmise is probably not going to use here. We'll make the decision of using Celesteela afterwards, and we actually whiff the elixir, so no turn 1 energy for us, which is actually a pretty big deal. Let's hope the Sycamore gives us energy and potentially another Max Elixir. TJ in Seoul, greetings from Florida, thank you so much for stopping by. A free drank, are you going to go over your London matchups in a video? I'm probably not going to, there's not much to tell. I was 4-1-1 at one point, and then I lost to one of the top 8 Lycanroc decks because I used Sycamore and I didn't get an energy to water duplicates, and therefore I lost that round. One that I think was a pretty free matchup. So yeah, that's where things went south. Then I faced a Golisopod deck, which destroyed me, and then I lost to a Drampagarb, which is a 50-50 matchup. But if I had beaten that fighting deck, I would have been in a very good position to make day 2, but I whiffed that energy, and I was pretty salty about it. Pixel Hungry, just before you arrived, I played Greninja. I mean, I played the champion deck and I lost to Greninja. I lost to a Greninja that had 2-2 auxiliary line and 2-2 starmie line. So anything can happen with the frogs. Okay, so my opponent goes for the Mallow and nothing else. We actually top decked the other elixir, so hopefully this one hits. It does. Okay, awesome. So we're gonna try to hit a DCE of the Sycamore. Hitting one of the elixirs does compensate kind of for the fact that we whiffed. Now, let's think about our last spot. It could be a second Silvally, could be the Genesect. Genesect would need 4 metal energy and a Choice Band to get a 1 KO, so I think I'm better off just setting up a second Silvally. No. 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 I can't speak today. no DCE, so we're not gonna be getting an attack off this turn, or a knockout rather. I'm gonna get rid of the other Field Blower, it's not too impactful here. I think I'm gonna go for the other type null. I'm actually gonna check our both. Okay, so both fighting memories are in the deck, and there is one DCE Pride, so that kind of explains why we didn't hit it. So if I attack with a Choice Banded Registeel at 60 and then 150, I would still need to find a third Choice Band. So I'm not sure attaching the Choice Band here is worth it. I'm still gonna go ahead and attack. Yeah, I'm not dealing the extra damage, definitely not worth it. And yeah, it's a very strange time of the metagame because that goes to moments. I think in the next tournaments we'll see so many fire to counter Steel and Golisopod, and Guardy maybe come back. Well, Guardy got 3rd place. It's not like Guardy was just completely phased out of the tournament, and it was also the most the deck with the most showings in top 32, I believe. So it's not like Gardevoir is just completely out of the map. And I think Gardevoir has a pretty okay matchup against Zoroark Golisopod because it now runs 2 Gallade, and Gallade is really good against Zoroark and against Golisopod as well. And yeah, in February the metagame will change a lot. There will definitely be a huge focus on metal decks and probably fire as well. And yeah, Metal Box does feel like it has a good matchup against Gardevoir, although the 2 Gallade I feel like are useful. The Celesteelas are a big deal though. The Celesteelas are definitely a big deal. Okay, so I'm really glad I didn't play the other Choice Band. Indian Evan, thank you so much for tuning in. This is quite the early stream, definitely. In February we'll see Garbotoxin Volcanion. Not necessarily Garbotoxin Volcanion, but probably Garbotoxin Zalazzle-GX, I would imagine. That sounds like an okay combination. Okay, so my opponent trading. Okay, so this is where we really want to find the fighting memory. However, what are the odds of us finding the fighting memory? Probably not too high. So I think we benefit from hitting for 30 and then following up with 150 off of the Silvally. I think that seems better. So even if we whiff the DC, I mean, getting DC and fighting memory was pretty unlikely, and yeah, there you go. We actually do not hit the fighting memory. Only the DC. So I'm gonna Max Elixir. I do hit that. That's pretty cool. I kind of... Okay, so I could just lead out with Silvally here to deal the extra damage, but I don't think that's necessary. Oh, with the Choice Band, I actually get a knockout with my GX attack. That could definitely be worth it. Well, that means I don't have the GX attack for Celesteela anymore. So what's better, being patient here or just outright going for the knockout? My hand is pretty dead otherwise, so perhaps I do need to go for the knockout here, because Silvally would be pretty safe, I guess. So yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna grab Oranguru. I'm going to retreat, and I'm gonna use my GX attack. So the 30 damage actually being impactful. I am making, yeah, 180 plus 30, that is 210 for the knockout exactly. Yeah, there we go. So hopefully for our price cards we get something that we can actually use. We get a Sycamore, which is pretty fine by me. Arielen, you played against those decks at London? Yeah, I didn't play against any Gardevoir and only one Metagross. I really wanted to play against Gardevoir. Really unfortunate that I didn't get to play against a single one. And I got to play against 2 Bigabulus. That was stupid. He went up against somebody playing Ho, Turtonator, Garbiter, and a Leak Up. Yeah, he was a visionary. Yeah, so I mean the difference between the broken deck and Sylvan versions of Gardevoir, I think neither of those decks have an advantage against against the metal deck, just because the metal deck is going to get one hit KO, so you're not relying on that to battle the deck. What you want is a 2 Galate. So I mean, for the overall metagame and for the mirrors, I think the 4 max potion list is actually a lot better. For the current metagame, and I don't know. I mean, Sylvan would allow you to set up 2 Galates. I think if you want to play Sylvan, you also need to play 2 Galate. You can't just play the one, just because there's now a lot of Zoroark Golisopod and there's the metal deck, so that you have a fighting chance. What could be a not that bad replacement for Celesteela in this deck? Cobalion could be a good replacement to the Celesteela. That could be an option, I think. What else? I think Cobalion is the only thing. It's just the big advantage of Celesteela is it's a metal Pokemon that's not weak to fire. It has 200 HP, not 180 or 190. Has really good attacks, and with a DC, metal, and a choice band, it one-hit KOs Gardevoir. So, I mean, Cobalion is the only Pokemon that comes to mind, honestly. Okay, so awesome. That fighting memory is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna Max Elixir, I'm gonna whiff. However, okay, do I attach the DC now? The thing is, my opponent has ends. If he sees me do nothing, he might be less inclined to end my hand away. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna attach an energy to a Celesteela to leave it powered up, and I'm gonna take a price card here, and I'm gonna attach the energy to the other Silvally, which if my opponent brings up or decides to attack with Zoroark, I can just promote the other promote the other Silvally, and take a knockout with the fighting memory. I don't know which attacker my opponent would want to use in this situation. Excuse me, I got pretty sick coming back from London. New Glacian equals 4 Brigette. Yeah, the new Glacian GX and the new February set could actually be pretty impactful, and could force us to start running 4 Brigette in decks. You can easily tell when people aren't good with the Zoroark Goli deck online. Well, it is a pretty brand new deck, so they get a pass, I guess. They get a pass. Okay, so my opponent might try to attack with Mewtwo. Nope, he promoted Zorua. There's a Field Blower. Removes the choice band. That just makes it even easier for me to knock out a Zoroark GX. And there's the end. So we lose the fighting memory, but it's not a big deal. My opponent already attached energy, already put a supporter. So because we know he doesn't run Floatstone, we're not getting damaged this turn. And okay, that's annoying. That is actually very, very annoying. We lost the DC. So if I had played a DC down, we would have had 2 powered-up attackers. 2 potential power-up attackers, so I could have just, if he removed the active, retreated into the other one. If he removed the bench, then I could just attack. But my opponent's not gonna attack this turn. So, and he's already used up 2 DC, so I can actually take the initiative and just target down the Golisopod and probably power up a Celesteela. So that he doesn't get any bonus damage from first impression. The issue is he still gets a knockout on the Registeel, so maybe Golisopod is not the best target here. Could there be a good budget deck to be made playing Glacian without Lele-GX? Yeah, I definitely could see that happening. I definitely could see that happening for sure. Glacian is gonna promote a lot of people to stop using Tapu Lele. So, okay. So, what's my best course of action here? We know my opponent has still a lot of Guzmas and a lot of Acerolas. So, I think even if we lose, I think it's just worth it to damage the Golisopod here. We also open up a bench space for Oranguru if we lose their Registeel, so it's not that big a deal. So yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. We know we have energy in the discard pile from the Ultra Ball I used earlier. We actually only have one left. Okay. Thinking it can be teched with Greninja. You could easily play a 1-1 line of the Glacian and Greninja, but I mean, your goal with Greninja is to use water duplicate, so there's no reason to have Glacian GX just up in the active spot, I don't think. We watched table to see how to play those decks. Thank you. You had a disconnection. Can you repeat the difference between the broken and the Cillian, please? So what I was talking about is, like, the broken deck is a lot better against the overall metagame because of the max potions. Cillian is pretty good in that it's a more conservative version. It allows you to set up behind the Cillian, which is really nice. But you have the disadvantage against any max potion mirror matches you face off. And neither of those versions are good against the Metal Silvally deck. It essentially comes down to running the Tugalade and having access to the Tugalade at some point or another. So it really comes down to that more than there's the Guzma, more than anything else. Oh gosh, does he have the Choice Band? No. Ooh. Oh wow, that was close. That was actually quite close. Okay, so we get another knockout here, which I'm actually pretty happy about. So now our win condition is essentially the fighting memory. So I'm gonna turbo drive, get a knockout here. Not gonna be able to power up anything, but if my opponent takes a knockout, there's the middle, and there's an Oranguru, so we can find, we only have played one Sycamore, so we can find a Sycamore within the next 1 or 2 cards from our deck. Or the fighting memory, we could be in a good situation. Yeah, exactly. 4/4 Glacian EX with disruption actually sounds pretty viable. Just because you can also run Aqua Patch to make sure you power up multiple Glacian. The other issue with the big issue with Glacian is its metal type weakness, because they're clearly printing a lot of good metal type Pokemon. Yeah, exactly. Glacian GX could actually be the Pokemon that ends up making Tapu Lele less played and therefore brings the price down. That's a good argument as well. In Mirror, Glacian doesn't shut off opponent's energy evolution because it only shuts off GX and EX's abilities, so it doesn't shut off energy evolution for the AV because it's not a GX. Okay, so my opponent can still get a knockout here with the 30 damage, so our win condition is Guzma Fighting Memory. The issue is he can potentially start recycling a lot of things here now. So what do we want to lead off with? Do we want to attack with Celesteela? We also have Acerola as ways to conserve our Pokemon. We have Retreat, so I'll just promote Registeel. We have Retreat thanks to Silvally's ability. And we top deck a Lele. So the Lele could end up getting us that Sycamore I was talking about. The issue is if we lose the Oranguru, we would actually be in a bad-ish position. We might just be able to overwhelm my opponent though, so I think I do have to go for the Sycamore play here. We also thin out our deck a lot, so that's really good. That is actually really, really good. Do I get any benefit from attaching a TC to someone? I have a lot of metal energy now to attach. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this. Celesteela and Silvally do the exact same amount of damage to Golisopod, but Silvally gives me energy advantage, which is great. This is where I would like to have Genesect-EX on the bench. This is actually where I would like to have that. But yeah, I'm just gonna turbo drive here. And yeah, losing that Guzma was also pretty bad. Oh no, I didn't lose that Guzma. So we have one Guzma left, right? This deck only plays 3. So we didn't find the fighting memory either. So that's pretty bad. Or that's not great for us. That is actually not good for us. The new Metal Magnezone with the Dustmane Necrozma, yeah. Yeah, the new Metal Magnezone is gonna be super, super broken. H2 WM, yeah. A big barrier entry is definitely the price of Lele's. Okay, so my opponent decides to Guzma. He does have the Choice Band. Ugh. So this Acerola might be needed. I might have to use it to pick up the Tapu Lele here. Oh, never mind. He used Guzma, so now I just win by knocking out the Golisopod on the bench. Oops, I was too focused on the active. But now we have our win condition with the Guzma on the Golisopod. My opponent essentially couldn't play Acerola or Guzma in the same turn. So now because we have the Guzma, we can just knock out the Golisopod in order to win. Sector. If you want more info on my coaching services, you should message me on Facebook, on my Tablemon page, or on my personal page. On my personal Facebook, either one works, and there I can give you all the details for the coaching. Okay, we haven't attacked once with Celesteela. And there we go, we managed to avenge Zachary Kreckler, and we take 1 game off of the champion deck. There we go. There we go. Okay, so not too bad, not too bad. It looked difficult-ish at certain points. I wasn't sure our GX attack was or got the best use, but it ended up paying off pretty well. So yeah. So, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this super close match, and please leave a like on the video, it really helps out the channel. If you're watching on Twitch, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back with a brand new match featuring the broken deck.